Hello everybody, welcome back to Victoria to the GFM mod. It's been a little bit, but I am not going to bore you with details or excuses. We're just going to jump straight into it. As you can tell, I've been playing a lot of the Ottoman Empire recently, and I have had a lot of fun. The Ottoman Empire has a lot of content I did not realize that they had in GFM. Plus, there's been a lot of new updates recently, and given my relative distaste of Victoria 3, I am doing another Victoria 2 campaign. And for those who are following my French campaign or my other campaigns, I do apologize. Those save files are a bit out of date, and there were some issues with corruption, so I wasn't able to really continue those. But we can start at least a new one. And just for reference, it is Valentine's Day when I'm starting to record this, so this GFM save, or this GFM mod that I have currently is updated as of February 14th, 2023. But let's just jump straight into it. So the Ottoman Empire, the backwater, basically, it's declining. So nothing good is really happening here, so we can go ahead and... I am fine doing this. I don't even think we can. Alright, so I am actually fine doing splittered isolation. Will this help us? Kind of. Maybe. Given that they are allowed to be allied with any great power, or they'll have to break alliance with any great power except for Portugal, Ottomans, Belgium, or Japan, which only can work for me. Only prevent allying AIs. Let's just do as it should be. Normal events have historically weighed outcomes in GFM. A lot of the stuff is basic. I'm going to skip over it, though. And honestly, there wasn't really that much more to go through. But it was just basically just letting me know, what GFM is. And we already know what GFM is, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, so first things, obviously, we're going to go ahead and encourage intellectuals. I was kind of debating if we should try going for bureaucrats first, because we have a very low percentage of bureaucrats. If you didn't know this, a higher percent of your bureaucrats, the more effective your national focus points are. But we're not going to worry too much about that just yet. So I'm going to decrease a lot of this stuff. We will be going to war kind of soonish, but we're gonna have our vassals fight. Well, we are currently at war, but our vassals are gonna take care of that. We don't have to do anything, so yay for us. Options, I am gonna go ahead and increase the infamy just slightly, so like negative 0.15, just because 0.1 is just way too slow. It removes some of the fun there. I'm not going to worry about increased construction time because there is a decision that will let us change that anyways, relatively soon. And we'll go over some of this stuff a little bit later. But first things first, let's go ahead and choose our tech. We are going to go for positivism. Typically, I go for medicine and stuff, but our population will be fine. We're not like a depopulated nation, so I think we're good to go ahead and just start focusing on education because we want to be educated as soon as possible. Because, yeah, that'll cause a lot of issues. So we're going to go ahead and call our ally, Mr. Egypt, into our war against Tripoli. They'll take care of that entire war for us. Likewise, I think we're at war with these guys as well. So we can go ahead and probably call it. I really want Egypt to be weakened as much as possible because in 1841, war breaks out. Now, I was lucky to do my test playthrough where none of the great powers got involved in that war, and I knocked them out pretty quickly. But it will accrue 15 infamy. We do that, so I'm going to keep that in mind as we're playing here. Otherwise, we're going to start doing our sphering of Wallachia, Moldavia, and Greece. All these countries will be conquered later. But for now, we want to make sure that no other great powers get involved in these areas. We can't sphere Egypt right now because we have a truce timer with them, but that's fine. One thing I want to do is slowly start conquering Arabia here. So I'm going to start doing a minor conquest against Najd, and hope we do not get discovered because, yeah, that would be unfortunate. But yeah, let's go ahead and start that. If we do get discovered, that kind of ruins a lot of things because my test playthrough, I think I didn't get discovered here, I didn't get discovered here, and I got little infamy here. So it ended up working out perfectly for me. But I was also operating on only a negative 0.1 infamy reduction. So we should have a lot more fun in this one. That's all fixed. I think we are ready to... Oh, wait. Nope. We are not ready. We gotta restructure our entire military. So I'm gonna do that really quick, and I'll let you guys know when I'm back. Alright, so we just got our first Prime Minister. Oh... Prince of Terror plus 0.02 infamy. It reduces our militancy, which is actually not a good thing. We want that militancy so we can pass reforms. So... Mr. Minister, you, my friend, are being removed. How sad. But you're really crappy, so I'm not sad, actually. That can last about 2 years. We can actually do a trade policy, which we're going to do right away here. We're making quite a bit of money, which is good. We're going to build up a little bit of a stockpile of reserves. That'll help us out quite a bit. Otherwise, I am reforming our entire military. We had quite a bit of cavalry, like the cheap ones. We had a lot of irregulars, so I'm switching that over to infantry and dragoons. Fortunately, we do have the dragoon tech. We do start out with it. I can't show you right here because I'm already building out all of our units. So hopefully in the meantime, we'll have about 6-7 armies. Full armies, full stack, so 4 infantry, 5 artillery, and 2 dragoons, and that should cover all of our needs. So exciting stuff there. I will want to at least get medicine at least somewhat early on because a lot of the terrain here has a really bad supply limit, and moving a 11 stack, 33,000 units through that terrain can sometimes be a little bit tricky if you're trying to maneuver through all the higher supply limit provinces. So hopefully we'll be fine. Hopefully. And obviously we got detected right away, so you know what? Our conquest of Arabia might be a little short. But we just have to make sure we have 15 spare infamy by 1841. That's 5 years to work with, which is about 4.5 infamy. If I'm doing the math wrong. No, I think it's right. So we lose 4.5 infamy. So we have a little bit of leeway. We can go up to about 14.5 infamy before we need to, cut it off. So we just took Saran. We won that little civil war, that rebellion. I did just realize that during the duration of our war, that infamy calculation I did earlier is totally wrong. Because we're only losing about 0.08 infamy per month. While we're doing fighting wars, so I'm gonna have to keep that in mind as I'm doing the calculations. So we might just try to save less time. I might only be able to do one more conquest, to be honest, depending on whether I get a lot of infamy or not. So we'll see. And of course, Ottomans get revolts like every other year. We're gonna be dealing with a lot of these, even when we're completely, accepting everybody. Our economy's doing great, our education's over 50%, they're still going to revolt. So, just a fact of life, we'll have to deal with. But at least this one's pretty small to start out with, so it's not too much of a problem for us. So, that's good for us. So I'm going to send our Wallachia, our puppet here. March their units over, I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah. Alright, so Tripoli is won, which means that war is good. We're going to go to declare war on Najd now. And call in all of our allies. Everyone will accept. Russia even will accept, surprisingly. And they should be able to take care of that for us. Actually, never mind. They did not accept. They are no longer our allies. So, you know what? Mr. UK, let's do this. You are my new ally. We're going to be best buds. Alright, and there goes Najd. Najd is now annexed. We're currently justifying against Zaidi. And hopefully that goes well enough for us. Great, so now we have positivism, and now we just wait until 1840 so we can go ahead and research idealism. Alright, so the Oriental Crisis is starting, apparently. Obviously, Egypt is part of the empire, so there's no way we are going to concede to them. So, of course, now we have to deal with war. They will not accept going to war against Egypt. I figured we'll probably get some of our other vassals involved here. So let me go ahead and do that, and then we'll go get this war started. Alright, so Egypt will accept peace. Essentially, as you guys probably saw, we, for the most part, steamrolled through them. I tried keeping our casualties down, but we did lose 20 brigades worth of troops, which is 60,000 soldier pops, which is kind of inconvenient. And also, Britain and Prussia did join the war on our side. They didn't actually really get involved at all because the moment I declined the Egyptian offer to make peace, they peaced out with I think they were first peaced actually, to peace out with Egypt. France tried backing them, but they didn't actually get involved in the war itself. But we did win the war. We have control over Egypt, and we should be getting an event soon enough where we actually conquer them. So we'll kind of see how that goes. Hopefully, we can get below that infamy line pretty quickly, so we'll see. But yes, so Egypt defeated. This is the event that will let us conquer Egypt itself. So we can rule them directly. We do gain 15 infamy. We'll be slightly over the cap for a little bit here. But we will hope for the best. Usually it takes about a month or two before people really go to war. So if we are lucky, hopefully we are, we won't have to worry about that. Look at this glorious empire. Got Egypt. We're basically on a path to control the world. See, I'm being a little dramatic there, but we got a few decisions we could do. I'm not going to increase conscription time because I don't really need to do that. We're going to get the, once we get state and government, I believe, which is still a few years away, we'll get service by requirement. I don't intend to mobilize anytime soon. So Holy City, that's for Mecca. We'll take that. Tanzimat reforms. Now this one, I'm actually going to hold off on for a little while. It does remove Christian oppression, which is, which one? This one. it reduces our ability to assimilate pops and mobilization size, but our tax efficiency plus 30% is massive. So I'm tempted to actually keep this for a little while until we are ready to take it. And I think that's going to equate to once we can start doing some of these reforms, because losing 3,000 pops a month is not my ideal strategy here to grow the Ottoman Empire into what it needs to be. So we are going to refrain from doing that, do some renaming, and now we have a bunch of Turkish names here in Egypt. Kahir. So, fun stuff. There we go. So now we have idealism, which means we can go ahead and go for ideological thought. So good for us. And then we'll be one step closer to state and government. We're also going to go get medicine, probably right after this, just to make sure we get that supply limit and that growth down. Alright, so it looks like we can get our military reforms. That's going to give us service by requirement. So we're going to do that. It only increases it by about 30, but we have it now. So that's good for us. Alright, so now we have ideological thought. So we're just going to go ahead and expand where we're encouraging intellectuals. So that's good for us. And now we are going to go ahead and research medicine to get some of those pop growth modifiers going, and also decrease that supply limit. And then we'll pivot back around and probably get state and government, and then go back down social thought to get biologism when we can. And now we have medicine. Let's go ahead and gear over to state and government. As a quick update, what I'm doing right now is trying to get Russia out of Bishopric or Montenegro's sphere, or get Montenegro out of Russia's sphere, and so I can go ahead and take the decision to conquer Montenegro. Our claims here is only 3 infamy. We do need state and government, which we're researching right now, and we need to be war policy jingoism, which is just as easy as flipping over to reactionaries. So we're going to do that relatively soon. I'm going to let the infamy tick down. I'm also going to be securing these areas in our sphere, so that later on we can just annex them. But right now the infamy for these is pretty high compared to, I mean, it's 5 infamy to take Wallachia, 5 infamy to take Moldavia, 3 to take this, I think it's 10 to take Greece. Serbia, I can't remember how much that is, probably around 5. But in order to take all this stuff, we need infamy. And this is a lot more valuable than this. So we're going to concentrate on here, get that infamy ticking down, and just hopefully consolidate this without the UK or somebody trying to take control over that. So that's our plan right now. I knew this was going to happen. I couldn't remember when it was going to happen, but all these little countries have united in a war against us. The solution is pretty simple. We conquer them and add them to our empire. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to split my army a bit just so we can get them over here without too much issue. But yeah, we are going to war against these guys and hoping for the best. I don't imagine there'll be any issues. Maybe I should get some Tunis and these guys involved. But yeah, that's what we're doing now. And there we go. So Bhutan is now part of the empire. And don't have to worry about that anymore. But it doesn't mean we get more units to go ahead and create. And over here doesn't actually get any rebellions as far as I remember. So I'm not too concerned about any, soldier pops rebelling against us. So yay for us. Alright, so I just realized I actually have cores on, they were in our sphere, but I have cores on Jabal Shamar. And I'm like, why don't I just conquer them? So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. They're only in our sphere, so they weren't a vassal or anything like that, so there's no reason not to conquer them. So we're gonna go ahead and just, yeah, they're ours now. Looks like Wallachia wants to be independent. Of course, that's not gonna fly with us. We need to conquer them in a few years, so they are now at war with the Ottoman Empire. I don't think it's gonna end very well for them. I'm gonna actually call Moldavia in so they can go ahead and fight each other, because, why not? I'm going to keep the army there. We have plenty of men just down here who are completely willing to get involved in this war. And I'm no longer concerned about supply limit because I fixed it, I believe. Alright, so we just got state and government. I'm going to actually go ahead and grab functionalism. There's not really anything I need to save up for because the Imperial System is available to 1860. I guess I could try seeing for National Imperialism, but I'm going to go ahead and grab Functionalism, the Biologism, and then Nationalism and Imperialism, because we do want Darwinism. That plus 30% education efficiency is going to skyrocket our literacy rate, and that's what's really going to propel us forward. So I'm going to go ahead and increase intellectuals over there as well, and hopefully we'll be in a really good spot. Give it another 10-ish years, and our literacy should be workable to start an actual industry here in the Ottoman Empire, so that's exciting stuff. Looks like Jabal Shamar is fine piecing out, so we'll go ahead and take that. So that's a pretty good slice of Arabian Desert. I'm actually going to put this army... I'm going to station them down here, just so they have easy access to them to do whatever we need to do. Who are they at war with? No one that I care about. That's good. But we're going to finish up this war against Wallachia, and then as soon as that finishes, we're going to go after Montenegro. So, Morocco's at war? With who? Spain. I'm actually allied to Spain, so Morocco, I apologize, but you are on your own. In fact, this war is done. And we can go ahead and go after... That's the Imperial Anthem. We do not want that. I'm not sure why the other one's not popping up, but I will check right now. So Imperial Anthem of the Ottoman Empire. It's right here. And I think I actually need Jingoism for our other decision to pop up. So revoke the claims of Montenegro. We need to be Jingoism. So, Mr. Reactionary Party, you are now in power. So where'd that decision go? Right here. So for the price of 3 infamy, we can take out Montenegro. It's gonna make everyone else pretty upset, but you know what? Montenegro, you, my friend, no longer exist to complain. And that is probably going to be an extremely quick war. In fact, I don't even have to cut or skip forward because this is going to be done in like 5 seconds. Or less than 5. There we go. So propose peace. And they are now ours. We can go ahead and rename them to something else. I think, was it 2 provinces that we conquered? I can't even tell. But Montenegro is a no more. We're not going to deal with that anymore. True States is actually being sphered up by myself right now. So we have to wait for that. We are going to have to be fighting with Britain over it. So I'm going to prep our relations just to deal with that. Wallachia is in our sphere or satellite now, but can't actually increase our sphere. But everyone else that would probably go for them. Well, I guess you have the Austrians, but Russia has them in their sphere. Okay, well that was sudden. Obviously they did some sort of funny shenanigans where they took my puppets from me. I'm not sure what that's all about, but it's not gonna last. So I'm not too concerned. Gosh dang it. We'll kind of have to deal with the fact that we don't have Wallachia at all for a while. Until 1854. So 5 years we won't have Wallachia in our sphere. I don't think that's required in order to go to war with them, but we don't want to go to war against Russia. So we're going to have to figure that out when we can. But first we'll deal with Moldavia. So that kind of means that nationalism and imperialism is a technology we can wait until after 1854 to get. Or 1855, because there's really nothing we can do. We need to get Russia out of here first before we can do anything about that. Okay, so apparently the UK must have got a decision to take Greece from our sphere. It looks like it's in exchange for these islands, so it kind of works out for us in the long run. We're going to kick them out. So goodbye, Mr. UK. Greece is going to stay ours. Sorry. Alright, biologism is now ours, so let's go and start researching nationalism and imperialism. We have a 4% chance of discovering Darwinism, which is going to give us our 30% education efficiency that we're kind of looking for here. And our literacy is already kind of skyrocketing. I started building factories in every single state that we could, at least one of them, so that there will be an unemployment rate and will help encourage pops switch to craftsmen, which are inherently illiterate. So that should help boost it even further than what our current literacy growth rate is. So we'll kind of have to see how that ends up working over the long term. But our pop growth is doing good. We don't have a whole lot of emigration going on. So we're in a pretty good spot. Building up the army little by little. And hopefully in a little while, once we get national imperialism, we're going to start conquering all those little states too. So that's in June of 1857. Hopefully that'll be quicker, given that we are getting a higher literacy rate, which increases our research speed. So see how that goes. There we go. So just got education efficiency plus 30%. I kind of closed that kind of quickly on accident, but that's fine. Wallachia is able to be in our sphere now, so we're going to add them to our sphere. And right now, we still have to wait till June of 1857, but we're less than 2 years away from that. So we are about to start consolidating the Ottoman Empire. It will no longer be decentralized. We'll have Tunis, we'll have Serbia, we'll have all these Wallachia, Moldavia, Greece. They're all going to join us. Naz is going to join us. We're going to start taking out the entire Middle East and hopefully start expanding out east in this direction and get ready for Africa. So we're in a pretty good spot, I would say. Alright, so Mahdi Empire is now removed from the UK sphere. I think that actually sparks an event route. Yep. The Qajar Empire could take the Mahdi territory over here. That's fine. Doesn't really bother me. We will be going after the Trucel states right after this. As far as sphering goes, we'll go ahead and consolidate the Mahdi Empire and then deal with that. Alright, so we just got nationalism and imperialism. Gives us actually a few different decisions. The first one is going to be the Valley of the Kings. Of course, we'll take that. Archaeological Museum as a result. So we get 15 free prestige points. Still rank 4, though. I don't think we're going to be catching up in the near future. But since we have that, I'm going to go ahead and throw that extra national focus point on Konya. We do have 2 decisions we can take. The first one is end the Beylik of Tunis. 3.5 in for me, but we do get an annex Tunis. So let's go ahead and do that. We just annex them right there. And end Wallachian self-rule. Now, they do have a chance of either accepting or denying this. Considering we have 200 or 199 relations, I think they will accept. Yep, they accepted. And then the next one would be taking Moldavia, which I'm not sure why that's not popping up. Let's see. Requires... Let me the day tick by. There we go. So now they're done. We can go ahead and take over Moldavia. Take them. People aren't exactly happy with that. We got a lot of people hating on us. Significant hate going on. But we're good. We can reconquer Transylvania. So... Ooh. We could do that. Our military sucks, though. Like, bad. I want to get Battleship Calm Doctrine, but we can probably wait a little bit. I think what we need to do now is kind of start upgrading our military. I would like to get some commerce and industry techs, because we're kind of at that point. But, I mean, we can still... I'm going to do renaming. We can still do... Changing our academia. Where is that at? Choose a tech school. We can take, I believe, the military industrial complex. Lose 15 prestige, and we do lose that culture tech benefit. But only 10%. I'm not too concerned because we already got our predominant culture techs out of the way. There is the imperial system that's coming up in 1860. But I'm not worried about that. I think getting that plus 15% and plus 10% for both army and industry respectively is going to be a much better option for us, because we can just start steamrolling through a lot of these army techs and industry techs, which is our next biggest priority. So we're going to go ahead and take military industrial complex, because I think currently we have traditional academia, so there's no benefits whatsoever. So let's go ahead and take that. And that should put us in a pretty good situation to start hammering out some of these techs. I'm going to take out this row, then probably these 2 techs maybe, but hopefully by the time another year or 2 rolls around, we can go ahead and go to war against Austria. The thing with Austria is that they are pretty isolated. We're their only ally, and which is kind of unfortunate because they are our only ally. But you know what? That's how the world works. Do we want a big vassal in Transylvania more than an alliance with Austria? Yeah. I think Transylvania puppet is a lot more reliable than a Austria that may or may not die at some point in the near future. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Could I take him out right now as is? I'm not super confident about that. We do have our vassals and whatnot. Actually, we don't really have any vassals anymore. We already annexed all of them. So we'd really just be fighting it ourselves. Unless we were to get like one of these guys on our side. We could try to get Russia to start liking us again. They aren't a bad choice as far as an ally goes. They just hate us a lot. Same thing with France. France wouldn't be a bad choice either, but they also kind of hate us. So it's really a decision here on who we feel like would be a better ally. France is going to be the target of Prussia relatively soon. Russia is relatively safe as far as trying to get them as an ally. So I think I'm going to start working on Russia, actually. Not sure that's really going to pan out in our favor. I'd rather have Prussia, but Prussia's obviously in the UK's corner, and our relations with the UK and Prussia are currently deteriorating quite rapidly. But we did just get these areas. I'm going to actually start producing some pops or some armies because we got the ability to do so. Oh, so we got mission to civilize, which means I think, yeah, we can colonize the interior here. It also means we could do the occupation of the Arabian Desert, which I think, yeah, it gives us a bunch of life rating and prestige. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first. And there we go. It gives us the entire interior here. I don't entirely know what to do with these guys. But I think... Oh, wait, look. We can actually take some more decisions. So integrate... Where is it? Integrate the Anaza Sheikdom. So 5 prestige and 1 infamy. That is fine. We can spare that. So that is now taken. Those guys are just redoing or joining up the army I'm building. So Imperial System first, 1862. That will obviously be cut down a little bit. I can't see how much we stockpiled, but we did stockpile for the past 6 months. So we should be good there. And these 2 armies should almost be done. And I'm building up our military along the border of Austria in anticipation for taking Transylvania. This one actually doesn't require any infamy. I think we want to retake Greece right now. Their relation is not super high. I might be able to increase that a little bit. But we might still have to end up going to war against them. Are they... Yeah, they're friendly with the British. But fine against everyone else. So I'm going to go ahead and decrease the opinion of also just Russia. And let's go ahead and see if we can retake Greece. Yeah, looks like we just get the Conquest cast spell. So they're not going to join with us voluntarily, meaning we'll have to resort to war. So I'm going to go ahead and actually get our armies ready for that. And, oh yeah, that's a good general. +3 attack is perfect. And exactly what we need to make sure that we take out the Greeks. And then we'll have full control over the Eastern Mediterranean. And the Aegean Sea is going to be completely Turkish. Alright, let's take Greece then. Where to go? Up here. So retake Greece. It's 10 infamy. We lose a bunch of relations with a bunch of the great powers in Europe. And... Yeah, I think we just declare war. Just hoping there's no shenanigans gonna happen here. No one of interest will accept. So we're gonna do this by ourselves. I think my only real concern would be if any other nations got involved here. We're gonna send that guy right over there. You're good, and you get to go here. So let's go ahead and take out the Greeks. And there we go. So Greece is now Turkish. Glorious expansion of the Ottoman Empire. We can now end Serbian self-rule, but we have a little bit of high infamy going on right now. So we're going to sort of scale back, at least for a little bit. These are all now Turkish names. Sorry, Greeks. But the Ottoman Empire is great. Again, as you can probably tell, our literacy's been climbing pretty quickly. And our industry's at 29, so we're actually going in a very, very good direction. I do want to start getting engineers in actually all of our armies, if at all possible. So I'm going to start working on that a little bit. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and let this infamy tick down. Alright, so that's empiricism. Now, I think we want to... going for some industry tax is incredibly tempting, but I do want to start getting that war with Austria done with. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing some of these texts, some military texts, until we are near parity. And what is this last one? We have a new decision that I'm not familiar with. This one, all it does is decrease militancy for non-accepted. I'm just, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Otherwise, officially recognized. Okay, so the CSA apparently is here. I don't know what happened with the USA. They just kind of did not go to war against Mexico. So Mexico has a lot of land. In fact, I guess it's to the point where they could lose a civil war. I'll keep an eye on it, and we'll see how things go. All right, we can end Serbian self-rule now. We have the infamy to do it. So let's just get it over with. Let's get it done. So end Serbian self-rule. Here we go. Serbia, declare war. Let's make sure there's actually nobody who will defend them. Looks like not. I will decrease. Actually, no, it's fine. Let's just go declare war. Conquest. Go. And there we go. Serbia has been annexed. That's actually... I don't think anyone's ever seen the Balkans so clean. That's what we like to see. So that's actually really cool. Next thing we end up doing is going to be reconquering Transylvania. We're not going to do that just yet. I want to get a few more techs. So by 1864, 1865-ish, I believe we will be going to war against Austria. So, look forward to that. Okay. So I was kind of playing around a little bit, but I dissolved my alliance with Austria. And I've been working on Italy. And of course, they would accept an alliance. And this actually works out perfectly because they have cores over Austria. And they are about the same as far as war potential goes. So I think we can now reconquer Transylvania and get, I don't know, get all that situated. We have Italy as an ally. Italy will be a pretty good ally, actually, considering their location. And plus, there's not really any conflict of interest as far as cores go. They don't really get any cores on areas that I currently own. So it ends up working out just fine for me. So I'm going to go ahead and see what happens. Or let's wait for the month to tick over first. never mind. Apparently we want to go to war right now. War! Fantastic. Humiliate us. We get their cores. We didn't have to break an alliance at all because we're already at war. Just 2 different wars. So they can get all their war score that they want for whatever they want. And we'll just kind of come right in here and start taking out the Austrians. So it does look like Austria is fine piecing out. So we're going to go ahead and accept that peace offer. And yeah, we're going to release Transylvania down here. So propose peace. They will accept. And there we have it. Transylvania. Our new puppet. We can actually create a state down here. If we still want it, I think that is a good idea. They have some sulfur. I don't think it's a very populous province. Not at all, but I'll build one anyways. Probably never actually be fully employed, but sorry, just get some of these spheres. It looks like we are doing fine. They banned us here in Alsa. And Muscatoman is getting a bit of attention, so I'm going to go ahead and put at least a pip in there. And these guys can all come home. Okay, so now there's 2 more decisions we're going to have to kind of aim for the near-term future. So we got to retake Crimea and reclaim Persian lands. So retaking Crimea involves, you know, all that stuff. And taking the Persian lands involves taking the western portion of their country down here. Now, they are both allies with one another, so it's possible for us to go to war against Qajar Empire. Oh, look, they're not even allies with France anymore. But regardless, they have 11 troops here. Russia itself has some pretty poor military tech and only 158 brigades. Our population isn't too far behind them. I think we would be fine in a war against them. All we would really need to do is take out those areas, because I think retaking Crimea. I'm a little concerned about taking it before they annex this area, because I'm not really sure how that plays into that decision. And as far as I can tell, there is no distinction between who controls it. So if they do annex these areas, then it still ends up working out just fine for us. I think they do annex it within the next few years. So I am fine waiting. We could probably prioritize trying to go down here, but going to war against Qajar Empire at this point will also bring in Russia. So we have to kind of balance our coins there. So I think we'll take breech-loaded rifles, and then we'll probably pivot over to some of these industrial techs and get our industry really rolling forward. So that's our plan. As always, please leave a like down below and consider subscribing if you would like to see more content just like this, more frequent uploads. If you have any suggestions, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time.